Hello, hello, hello. Well, I am back in my sewing room and I'm working on another project. I know you guys are not surprised. I got so many projects going on, but I'm having so much fun. But I wanted to get this video out because I had just finished the video on my Gingerbread Yoyo Garland. And I thought, oh my goodness, I need to make something to go with that. So this is what this video is about. It's about something that goes with my yo-yo garland. Let me put my camera down so you can see. This is my gingerbread garland I've been working on. And I thought, well, you know what? I want to make some ornaments to go with that. And this is what I did. Little Christmas trees out of yo-yos. So I did it in brown because I wanted to, of course, to match my yo-yo garland, make it look like gingerbread with little icing on the top here. And I'll put a little button and a bow and a ribbon to hang it. And on the bottom here, I've got a little peppermint. And then I did another one, and I alternated colors on this one. Brown, pink, and put white on the top for the icing. And I put a little peppermint on there with a ribbon to be able to hang it. And this one has a little bell that works. And I made one more. This one I did alternating brown, white, and with a little pink icing on the top right there. I put a little gumdrop, and this one has a bell on the bottom. Aren't these darling? I just love these, and I think they look perfect with my yo-yo garland. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make these. All right, let me clean off a spot here for me to work. Put these over here. All right, I've got my pattern here. I drew up a pattern. I just drew it up on some paper. And then I redrew it on cardstock because it seemed to be easier on the cardstock to be able to trace this out on the fabric. And there's nine circles to this tree. 9 yo-yos. So let's start with the bottom. The bottom one, well, no, let's start with the top. I think that would be easier to start with the top. Okay, number 1 yo-yo is 2.5 inches across. Number 2 is 2 3/4 inches. Number 3 is 3 inches. Number 4 is 3.5 inches. Number 5 is 3 3/4. Number 6 is 4 inches. Number 7 is 4.5 inches. Number 8 is 4 3/4 inches. And number 9 is 5 inches. So it slowly goes up. And what you could do is just start with a 5-inch yo-yo, and the next yo-yo just make it a tab smaller. Like I did. See, this is number 8. It's a tab smaller. And then number 7 is a tab smaller than that, as you can see. Number 6 is just a tab smaller than that. Let me find number 5 here. Number 5, a little bit smaller. Number 4 is a little bit smaller. Number 3. Number 2. And number 1. So that's how I made my pattern. I just took the largest one and started reducing it a little bit at a time. That's how I did it. I wish there was a way that I could get this to you guys. I guess I could scan it to my computer and see if I could email it if y'all wanted it, but I'm not sure. So I wish I could attach it right below the video, but I don't know how to do that. So, but anyway, I hope this, if y'all do want to make it, shoot me an email. If I can email it, I'll email it to you. Otherwise, start like I did, you know, either go a little bit smaller on each one of them, or actually make the circle, measure out the circle exact measurements I used. So, all right, so you need to get your pattern, and I'm going to give y'all a little heads up on this. When you're cutting out each circle for your yo-yos, it's best to mark them. I'm going to show you. Let me just take this for right now. When you're cutting out your circle, like this one, the one I'm working on today, I'm alternating between brown, and this. Okay. So I'm using this little stripe fabric, which I think it looks so cute. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so cute. It's going to look like peppermint in between the gingerbread. So what I would do, I start on the bottom with brown, but you can start off with a color one if you want to, or you can just make it all one color, whatever you want to, or you can make it all green. Whatever color you desire. I'm just trying to get mine to look like peppermint, gingerbread, you know, food items. So I'm going to actually, I want the bottom part to be brown. So I would start off with this one. I'll get my stuff together in a minute, people. And I would draw out my yo-yo, number 9. Get my friction pen here. And I would just, whoops, draw it out. And since this is so dark, this fabric, it's kind of hard to see my pen. So make sure you press down really hard if you're using a really dark fabric. And then in the center of the fabric, in the very center of the circle, I'm going to put number 9. Number 9. So I'll know where each yo-yo is supposed to be, each piece of fabric is supposed to be positioned on the tree. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out. That's number 9. Because I found out the first one I made, I kind of got the yo-yos confused because they're so close in size once you stitch them up. It's like, is this number 3 or number 4? Where does this go? And I had to keep going back and forth and finally decided, okay, it goes here. So I thought, well, I need to mark them up as I go. That way, if I have a number on the back of them, I'll know exactly where they go and I won't get them confused. So just a little heads up on that. That really helped me out with my second one I made. So I've got number 9 on here. You can't see it, but it's there. Now next one is going to be number 8. So I do want to alternate this because I want it to be brown stripe, brown stripe, brown stripe, and end with a white top. A white top. So, and let me see. I'm going to draw this on the right side of the fabric. And I'm going to put number 8 in the center of that circle on the right side of the fabric. Because once you get the yo-yo made, you can still look at the back of the yo-yo and see where it needs to go on the tree. So I'm going to cut this out. Okay. And let's make a yo-yo really quick. Let me see. I've got some thread here. Yeah. I'm just using single strand thread. Just regular polyester thread. And let's do a yo-yo really quick. I'm just going to do one. I got my knot on the inside here, on the wrong side. And you guys, I've got a video showing exactly how to do these yo-yos. If y'all want to go back and look at it, I really go into detail about it. So it's a few videos back. But I'm just going to go and gather this up really quick. But I think these little trees turned out so cute. They kind of look like pine cones too. So I guess you can call them pine cone trees. Because it does, especially this one, looks like a pine cone. But like I said, you can do it any color. You can do it green. You can do it whatever your color theme is for your tree. And since mine is gingerbread, my theme is gingerbread, I'm thinking, well, I need to make sure I always have something brown on there. And something that looks like icing. So let's get this sewed up here. Put a couple of knots in here and hold it. Looking for my, well, I'll just stick it back in here. I was looking for my pincushion, but I'll just stick it there. Okay, here's my yo-yo. And on the back, I've got number 8. And you're not going to be able to see that once we get it sewed together, but this is just for reference of, you know, where this goes on the tree. All right? So when you, like I said, when you cut out your yo-yos, make sure you mark the right side in the center, the number that yo-yo is. Okay, well, I'm going to cut out the rest of my yo-yos and get them sewn up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all my yo-yos made, and I've got them marked on the back. This is number 9, number 8, and I'm alternating these because I want it 7 to look like this. 6. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's from another one. I've got 2 trees going here. Let me see. Which one is this one? A 6? I bet this says 5. 5. And that's 4. See, those almost look the same, but this one is a little bit bigger. Just a tab. 4, 3, 2, and this is my top one. All right, so that's the yo-yos for my tree. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start attaching the yo-yos, and I'd like to do them 2 or 3 at a time. So I'm just going to get me some thread here. get this larger needle. Let me put this right over here. You just pick the needle that works best for you. This one's a little bit longer, so let me just try this. And I am going to use a double thread to attach my tree, just to make it a little bit more stronger. And someone asked me how I knot my thread at the end. I just do it like my mama told me. I know there's fancy ways to do it, or wrapping around the needle, pulling it down. I know how to do that, but I keep going back to this method. And I guess because it's just the way my mother taught me, and I want to just do it this way. But I just take it and I kind of just wrap it around my finger and roll it like this. And then I pull. And then it has a knot. And that's how I make my knots. So that's how I do it. Maybe a southern thing, I don't know. All right, getting back to the tree. I don't want to get sidetracked here. This is the bottom one, 9 and 8. So I'm just going to attach these two. I'm just going to place them on top. The hole is always facing up. So, in the yo-yo. So I'm just going to, I can bring my knot this way so you don't see it as much. But this is going to be covered up too with something in the back. But I'm going to bring that back up through the hole. All right, and then I'm going to bring it through the hole right here, the center of this one. And I'm just going to go right back through those holes again. The striped one and the brown one, and I'm just attaching these in the center. And make sure you got them the way you want it, centered. So once you get them all sewn together, they'll have a really nice layered look. It won't be lopsided. Put a couple of stitches in there just to get it there. All right. Get it a little bit sewn together a little bit better here. Let's see. That looks good. All right. So I'm going to go back up now. Well, actually, I was going to say I was going to attach the other two, but I'm just going to do it this way. I am going to cut this off. So this is my bottom two. And I'm just going to attach these two together. Just like I did that one. Go up through the bottom here, go through the middle of the circle, the little hole. And put the next one on top of this one. The holes are always facing up. Make sure you have it the way you want it, nice and centered. And this one should be a little bit smaller than this one, which it is, just a tab. I'm going to go back through both the holes now. Pull it tight and tie it off. And you can use whatever color thread you want to. If you want to use the white, that's fine. I always work with white. But if you have brown and you want to use brown, but this is not going to be shown. I mean, you're not going to see the stitching. It's going to be all pushed down and put together, so you won't be able to see that. All right. So getting there, so let's do the other ones. Okay, put those together and go through the center. Make sure it's positioned the way you like it. Then go back through. tie it off. I don't like the way that looks. I came out too close to the side there. I'm going to cut this off and do it again because I want it to come out in the center. Because you might be able to see it once I put it together. So I'm going to sew these two together, and then I'm going to sew these three together. I'm just going to stack them and sew these three together. And I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, these are sewn together. This is 9 and 8, 7 and 6, 5 and 4, and 3, 2, and 1. So let's put these all together now. I went and grabbed a longer needle for this one. You might want to get a longer needle, but you can do it with a shorter one if you, it doesn't matter. It just seems to be a little bit easier if my needle's really long. So what I'm going to do is go through the bottom. Wait a minute. Trying to decide, does it really matter if you start with the top or the bottom? I don't think it really does. But I'm going to start with the top. Let's start with the top. We're going to start attaching them. So I'm just going to go through underneath here and hide my needle. But I don't really think it matters if you start with the top or the bottom to attach all of them together. So anyway, I'm just going to go through the center. And it's kind of tricky, so you just have to play with it. Go through the center. Got that one. Let me get this one. There's my needle. Go through that hole right there. I'm just going to pull it. And I'm going to pick up my next layer here. Going to go through the center of the hole. And go through the hole right there. Just pull it. Okay, pick up the next layer. Guess I should have had that other cup of coffee, huh? Okay. Oh, that is going to be so cute. All right, let's go through the top. This is our last layer. Through the center circle, through the center. And if you started with the bottom connecting them, you would go through the bottom part of each one. But since I started with the top, you make sure you had to connect them through the top all the way down. So I'm just going to pull that tight. And let's make a few knots here. Let's see what we got. Now that is cute. Oh my goodness, how darling is that? It looks like a peppermint gingerbread tree with icing on the top, and that's the look I want. Okay, let's hey, it looks cute standing up too by itself. Oh my goodness, you could stand these up. How darling is that? All right, let's put something fun on it. We need to, since it's going to be an ornament, we need to put a hanger on it and something on the bottom. So let me move some of my stuff around here so I can see what I'm doing. I just bought these at Hobby Lobby, but I'm not sure if I want to use those on top. These are little velvet bows. I also have some little things. These, I got these from Hobby Lobby from the miniature tree section where you decorate miniature trees. Little gumdrops. Little peppermints. And these little peppermints have little holes in them so you can attach them. Then I've got my bells. Got some bells. And some smaller bells, but I think these are too small. So I think I'm going to put a bell on the bottom. And then put another, I think I'll do a gumdrop on the top. See what color I want. I'm always favoring pink, y'all, because pink's my favorite color. And you know what? Pink it's going to be. I just like pink. So I'm going to put that on the top. So a bell on the bottom and the gumdrop on the top. All right. Let me see. Some of these little ornaments you buy have a hole already in the bottom of them, and you just need to put the needle in the hole. That's how this one was, and it was real easy to do, so I'm hoping this one's the same way. Let me see. Yep, went through just fine. Certainly did. So I'm going to go through the top here with my knot, find that hole where I just came through. Let me see. Let me go back through here. Okay. There it is. I've got my thread knotted, so I'm just going to attach it from the top like that. And I could have used pink thread so you wouldn't see that, but that's not going to bother me. And then I'm just going to go through the top here. And just go through a couple of the yo-yos. You don't have to go through all of them. And just tie a knot right there. Okay, cut that thread. So that's attached. So now let's attach that bell to the bottom. And there's a little place at the top that you just bring the needle through. Just pull it through a couple of times. Like that and tie a knot. And you have your little Christmas tree. Isn't that darling? You can hear the little bell too. Ah, so cute. Well, I hope you guys have fun making these little trees. They make adorable ornaments on your Christmas tree. All right, you guys, I'm going to go for now. Hopefully I'll get a couple of more videos out before Christmas. We'll see. So you guys have fun making these. All right, I'll see you soon. God bless. Have fun stitching. Bye-bye now.